And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, and all those fun things that make life big and wonderful, and hopefully making money doing all those things. I say hopefully because sometimes we don't make money doing those things, and it's just how life works. Because there is risk involved. Oh, something else I want to remind you, if you like this channel, or if you want to see more of these channels, or if you want to see more of these videos, by all means hit the thumbs up button. And if you want to see more of these videos, then subscribe to the channel, and you'll be notified of when you'll see videos of me either working on Forex stuff or out in New England or somewhere else. We've got a trip planned to Florida soon, maybe. So we'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, let's get back into what we're talking about. We're talking about risk. We're talking about putting money at risk and earning a reward on that money. And that's pretty much it's a big chunk of what Forex trading is. So let's go ahead and get into that. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration. At this time, I have held an FA registration in the past. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. So with that, let's go ahead and see what we've got going on today. Okay, first let's take a look at what we've got on the calendar for today. Right here, there we go. And here we have Canadian CPI coming up, which is Canadian inflation stuff. And then we have Australian rate decision later on tonight. So if you're trading the Aussie or the US versus the Canadian, that might be a good time to take a peek at those. As far as the risk on, risk off goes today, we are dead neutral, which is kind of not a good idea. Means we're not going to have as much to talk about today as far as trading goes. Potentially, it is very early and it is Monday, and typically not a whole lot of things happen on Monday unless there's something really, really crazy going on in the world like we have going on right now. So who knows? By noon, it could be a completely different ball game. We have the US dollar way down here on the bottom, and the New Zealand and Aussie dollar way up here. We should see some strength in Aussie to the rate decision today. We're expected a rate hike today. So if you're in the Aussie, or if you're trading the Aussie, that might be a good time to do this. I run two computers, and I had that ran over on my other machine for a second. So here we are. Well, let's start with the DXY. DXY is fun stuff. Well, we'll take a peek at Bitcoin real quick. 73, look at that. It's on a tear. Go Bitcoin. I'm not a fan of Bitcoin. I do not recommend trading it. I think it's fundamentally a bad idea. So with that, we're going to take a look at it, and that's all we're going to do. DXY. Getting back down under the 100.2 range and coming down below 100 and it's testing 100. We'll see if it tests 100 completely down to underneath it, and after that we could see a bigger fall in the USD, which will translate into a lot of things like the euro versus the dollar. This is the euro versus the pound. It looks like the euro versus the pound is perking up, so it might be time to get into some euro based trades. We'll see how that goes. Euro versus the dollar, look at that. 50% pullback on that candle, but that's not enough. We need to see a full 100% candle before I would get into that trade. So we're looking at 115.39, 115.40 before I would get into that and call it a bounce. We're not there yet, and it's right just shy of the July 2025 low daily close, but more so on the one right before it, which is not the low daily close, but was pretty close at 114.13. So we're looking at something perking up on that. If you like the euro for whatever reason, and maybe you've got a psychological concept that the euro versus the dollar should be going up right now, then you probably made 50 pips. But I would get out though. I would start looking at a possible continuation, but really a possible languishing. I think we're going to see a lot of things go sideways for the most part of today. Dollar versus the yen. Again, ooh, there's the bearish, developing a bearish engulfing candle. We'll see if that continues to develop. It's got 10 more hours to do so, in which case we could see a sell-off in the dollar versus the yen. Pound versus the dollar. Again, not quite as ambitious against the dollar as the euro is, as also indicated by the euro versus the pound. So I don't know that I would get into that right now either. Did break this trend line, but we'll see what happens with that. We don't really need that trend line anymore, I don't think. I think we can take it out. I need to draw another trend line right down here. That's looking more like a channel, equidistant channel almost. Do we have one of those? I got one of those. A fib channel. Or we could draw our own. Going up here, maybe. Russian trend. Maybe a pitchfork, that might be nice. Wrong way. Nope. Okay, that's it. Nope, we'll go the other way. Go. How do you get these darn things to work? Yeah, this isn't working at all. Oh well, we'll mess around with that later. Let's see. We but do have a nice little downward channel right there. I'm going to draw a line over the top. Maybe a ray trend line from here to here. We'll see how many times it touches that before it decides to do something different. Looks like we could have a strong mean reversion trade coming in here, closing below the 20-hour, the two deviation Bollinger Band, and then closing above it. If we get a close above it on the daily, then we could have time for a reversion on that. We'll find out about that about 4 o'clock. Pound versus the yen. Not really going anywhere. It's kind of undecided right now. Euro versus the yen. A little bit more decided, a little bit more decisive, but not much more. Not enough to really get into a trade on that. Dollar versus the Canadian. We are, again, I hate this trade. I would not trade the dollar versus the Canadian. It is just not my cup of tea. It's just all over the place, and I can't find a good pattern. Maybe on the 5 out, 15-minute, 5-minute, would I trade that? But that's about the only place. Canadian versus the yen. Oil trade could be cooling off a little bit. War in the with Iran could be cooling off a little bit. We'll see about that. And here's oil. Look at that giant downward candle. We're going to open around 101. Right now it's sitting just above the just below the close on Friday. So it's oil's starting to come down a little bit. We'll see if that continues. Oh, they priced the premium back in on the rate hike. So it was way down here, and then they're going to raise rates again. They've already priced that in. Maybe we'll be able to get a little pop on it. Who knows? Give it a shot if you want to. I'm not going to. Look at this. Here's a big story. Gold closes testing 5,000 in a big way. 49.85. Looks like it could be coming down a little bit more. Let's see what the rest of the metals are doing. Yeah. Platinum is coming down. Kind of found a base right there at 2035. Palladium looks like it could be testing 1,500 later on today. And silver could be testing 75 today. We'll see about that. Silver's all the way down at 78. But the big one being gold. Gold selling off. That's I don't know that I'd call that a sell-off yet. It gets below 5,600. Might be a sell-off, or 4,600 rather. Yeah, 48.39 is where you'd want to be looking at that. 4,700 and 46.53. Those are your big levels that you want to watch for gold on. If it starts breaking those levels, then yeah, it'll be more serious. But right now, it's just right at support. Just $15 worth from 5,000. 5,000 is going to be a big support area for it. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the day on that. And stock market hasn't opened yet. We'll see what happens with that later. So in the meantime, you guys have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh yeah, something else. If you want to see, if you like this video, then by all means hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more of these videos, then hit the subscribe button. And if you want to talk to me directly, then go to the comments and we'll talk about it there. In the meantime, I'm going to work on this. Nowhere to go. There it is. I'll be working on this a little bit later on, and we'll see what happens from there. So you guys have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.